I'm running before I even realize my feet are moving. I'm overwhelmed with so many emotions, none of which I could put a name to in this moment. I know only that I am happy, so happy Fritz is back. Oh, that's adorable! Oh.
Lives in a monochrome world, broken from the sight through her lonely eyes. It reflects the ocean and stars, but her cry echoes around the simple loss of love in her heart, making this whole fairy tale alive. Life and sorrow's tender embrace. This was never meant to happen. The day, the only reason you have to stay. Hear me sing my song and just keep holding on. Cinderella, why don't you stay with me tonight? We will dance until midnight comes and we could run away. Oh, we will never ever be apart. Set aside all your fears, this magic lives inside your heart. I am here, would you wanna stay with me tonight? Follow me, we will run across the bridge of fantasy. Oh, all the pain and sadness that you feel, believe in me, hold me close, don't ever let me go. Come and stay with me forever. The magic lives so long as I am here.
Sup guys, the Ninja Rejecting and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. So last where we left off, oh god, we were able to break Waltz's curse, which is actually pretty awesome. He looks nice in his adult form. Though I'm sorry to say that I see him before I even do his route, like maybe I'll change my opinion. It'll change my opinion of him, but I think of Waltz right now as a brother instead of a romance option. I'm sorry, but unfortunately, Delora is dead again because of Hildyr, and the hatred I have for Hildyr right now is just unbelievable. She killed Delora, she killed her child before, and it's just, I hate her more than Mythros. I guess Hildyr is the new bitch-faced McGee instead of Mythros, huh? I'm trying to line up the mood. But it's the last chapter in Fritz's route. Oh my god, Fritz is Varg again. And Varg seems to change actually. It looks like he actually cares. But hopefully we'll get to see more Varg or Fritz. Hopefully I get the good ending. So in order to see that, we have to move along. So let us get started. It took a lot to convince everyone that I needed to enter the palace alone. It is the people outside who are fighting Mother that need the greater strength. Bringing any one of them with me would have greatly diminished that strength. I must quickly find the king. Mother always made sure to leave the king in the throne room whenever she left, so it follows that she would leave him there now. It's too quiet in here. I push open the doors and stop in the doorway. The king is sitting on his throne with a vacant expression fixed to his face. He does not so much as flinch as I step inside. I tentatively make my way to the throne. Your Majesty? He does not speak. His eyes remain fixated in the same place, as if he's looking through me. He's gone. Is he gone forever? Angielle needs you. The king I know would never leave his kingdom to ruin. I am standing close enough to him that I could reach out and touch him if I wanted to. What do I have to do to save you? Oh, so now you're being nice to him. Varg, you ass! I whirl around and place myself in between the king and Varg. All those years you had the opportunity to reach out to him, but you never did. So I guess the king had to be missing his soul for you to care about him. What are you doing here, Varg? Someone had to keep an eye on the old man. The queen thought someone might try to take the old man while she was busy. I had a feeling it would be you who'd return. You can't bear the thought of losing someone else, can you? What are you going to do then? I'm not leaving without the king. Varg is silent as he makes his way toward me, but I am not entirely sure how I'm going to stop him, but I will not move. I cannot let him take the king, and I will not succumb to his threats. It is at that moment, just as he is about to reach a hand out to me, that he suddenly drops to his knees and puts a hand to his chest, his expression pained. Please let it be Fritz? I just need a little more time. What is happening to him? He manages to talk through me through gritted teeth. You shouldn't have come here alone, especially now with the big bad wolf here. It's my job to destroy you, you know? He flashes me a wicked grin, but the expression is shockingly short-lived. It is replaced by a soft smile. But this big bad wolf can't do that. You can't destroy a person you've fallen in love with. Yep, I had a feeling Var would fall for her. I knew it. I just knew it. How are you in love with me? Var looks at me, amused. How? Blamed Fritz. This was never meant to happen, but I can't help feeling that were there from the get-go. The queen wasn't pleased with your knight, so she tried to erase him forever. But he hung on. He was pretty sure that if you could be strong, so could he. He looks at me with such sadness, I actually feel guilt stir within me, and I am not entirely sure why. I don't think Fritz could ever deserve you. Deserve me? But he's more worthy of you than I will ever be. I'm nothing more than a moth drawn to your fire. I can only ever be burned by you. Maybe Fritz will have better luck. Shadows begin to gather around Varg's feet, and I start to slowly swirl up the length of his body. Does that mean Fritz is coming back? I know that this is the only thing you would ever want from me. I just want to tell you how I felt. Just that. Gods know that Fritz is incapable. But he is capable of one thing. He's a good hunter. He defeated me fair and square to save Little Red. And now I have no choice but to step aside. So that means Varg is gonna be gone forever. Oh no. So Fritz has overpowered Varg? I kind of grew a little soft spot for Varg, actually. After he kind of disobeyed Hildire, I was like, okay, you're cool now. You're cool. Okay? Try to miss me, princess. Think about me every now and then. That would be enough. Varg, what are you? Goodbye, my princess. He smiles at me. His cocky grin faded into a gentle smile. The shadows cloak him fully, making him little less than a silhouette. Bye, Varg! I keep myself firmly positioned in front of my father. The darkness eventually dissipates, and there, standing in the moonlight, is a familiar face. Fritz? I'm back. I look at him with bleary eyes. I'm sorry for taking so long, princess. I'm running before I even realize my feet are moving. I'm overwhelmed with so many emotions, none of which I could put a name to in this moment. I know only that I am happy, so happy Fritz is back. Oh, that's adorable! Oh! I throw my arms around his neck and kiss him. Fritz pulls his arm around my waist, pulling me closer. This is him. This is Fritz's heartbeat, his scent, his warmth. He came back to me. Thoughts whirl through my foggy head. I step away from him ever so slightly, suddenly aware of the heat in my cheeks. Wait, did I just kiss Fritz? Yeah, you did. I could not bring myself to move away from his grasp, but I suddenly cannot bring myself to look up at him either. Why did I just... Because you love him, doofus. Fritz's gentle laugh brings me back to my senses. Though it is hard to parse the feelings inside of me, I can at least be certain that I love the smile he is giving me right now. This feels like a dream. Oh, he's blushing too. That's cute. It does. And not just because of what happened, but because Fritz is here. Really here. Fritz leans forward to slowly brush a strand of hair away from my face. My heart pounds in my chest at the subtle touch. Once again, my mind is reeling with considerations. If the princess says it isn't a dream, then it must be real because I trust her with all my heart. Wait, does this mean we got the good end? Because a lot of you say Varg does something in the bad ending. So if Fritz is able to overcome Varg, does that mean that I got the good ending? Which is great and all. But still, Varg, I kind of like Varg just a little bit. Still can't forgive him for a lot of things. But still, he's going a little on to me. I thought I'd lost you for good. I do not flinch away when Fritz pulls me closer so that I'm resting against his chest. But how did this happen? Did you overwhelm Varg? Varg erased himself. How is that possible? He always had that ability, but he's never had any reason to consider using it before. Then why now? Because he cared for you. My love for you is so strong it must have affected him too. You love me? No. He admitted it. Varg said the same thing and he blamed Fritz. So is it true? Fritz smiles and I feel his warmth spread inside of me like sunlight. Always, Rena. Oh, bitch face McGee number 2. Well. This is quite a scandal. I'm still giving my throats the name Bitch Face McGee, even though Hildire is the new Bitch Face McGee, but he's Bitch Face McGee number 2. Fritz moves to stand in front of me. My queen is not going to be pleased. If my curse was so weak that even Sir Fitzgerald could break it, I do not think even I am safe from her wrath. Fuck you if she kills you. That's the only reason I'm gonna like Hildire, because she kills you. But I believe her disappointment in me will be second to the disappointment she feels for you. After all, you chose a lowly knight. How dare you! Princess, I stopped short at Fritz's tone. You have an important task, don't you? The king. But my throws... Trust me. Fritz releases my hand to pull out his sword, sinking easily into a ready stance. I'll protect you. You think he could possibly prevail over me? Ha! Yeah, if he's able to bring his curse that you cast upon him, then yeah. Now, where could you have no cane, no power at all? Now when you have no cane, okay. Sorry, don't make me laugh. Fritz strikes, his slash quick and clean, taking Mythros by surprise. Fritz manages to cut his sword through his shoulder. Mythros hisses as he clutches his bleeding shoulder. The hatred is bright in his eyes. Fuck you. As Fritz rushes Mythros, I run toward the king. You think a mere swordsman can best one of the queen's apprentices? Yeah. I'd be more wary if I were you, Sir Mythros. I approach the king, who has yet to move from his spot. What do I do? How could I possibly move him? I need to wake him up. But how? Your Majesty, I have been selfish. I was always so concerned with my own feelings and my own pain. I reach out a trembling hand and set it atop one of his hands. Now I realize you were trying to help. It may have been lackluster, but you genuinely tried. I've been so unfair to you, just like Mother was. I do not know if words are enough to make up for what I have done, but I am sorry. I'm sorry for being so cruel to you. Please, I need you. Aww. I stare hard into my father's eyes, but there's no movement, no recognition. I dip my head in mourning and bite my lip as I try to think of another way to save him. But my thoughts subside when a flash of light permeates my vision. It is only for a moment, but when I look up, I can suddenly see life in my father's eyes. Did we do it? Rena? Your Majesty! I reach out to hug him, and he wraps his arms around me. I feel like I've been asleep for a long time. And then I heard your voice. It sounded as if you needed me. What has happened? He eyes the motion behind me and raises his eyebrows. He attempts to stand, but his knees shake and buckle. I duck underneath one of his arms to help him back onto the throne. The king stiffens as he glances at the battle ensuing behind me. Sir Mythros and Sir Fitzgerald? What is going on here? The king has broken the enchantment? Impossible! Ha ha! Fuck you. I told you not to underestimate her. Your Majesty, we need to get you out of here. What is happening here? Ha ha ha! The bitch face McGee shows up. Fuck you. Mother suddenly materializes in the center of the room, standing right before Mythros and Fritz, who has the witch at sword point against the front doors. But Mother is not alone. Mother has Parfait in a tight grip, but the moment I call her name, she releases her, and Parfait tumbles to the floor. Oh no, Parfait! Crimson stains her dress. No! Parfait, you're bleeding! Parfait does not move or to acknowledge me. Fate would not let go, so I had to bring her with me. You son of a bitch! Ugh, not that it matters. What did you do to her? Where are the others? They retreated like cowards, persistent things. I would have killed them had Fate not sacrificed herself. Oh my god. I let out a sigh of relief. They're all okay and alive. At least they're okay and alive, but Parfait! You still care so much about those traitors. I cannot understand your attachment to them. Mother turns her attention away from me and to the two men who are at a standstill. Mythros, you disappoint me. Oh shit, what's going on? The flick of Fritz is pulled away from Mythros and across the throne room toward me. I move to steady Fritz as he tumbles beside me. Stumbles. I am sorry, my queen. I have given you too many chances to prove yourself worthy. You have failed me too many times, Myth. This is the only time I'm gonna like Hildyr right now, so yes, get him! You're of no use to me anymore. But my queen, I have done everything you wanted me to. Please, give me one more chance. Ha ha, no, fuck you. I promise Silence! Mother's voice is as cold and sharp as ice. Leave before I erase you from my sight. Please, my queen! Mother casts a spell at Mythros that is all too familiar. It is the same spell she used to kill Delora. Oh, fuck. Mythros does not even have a chance to defend himself as Mother's spell shocks his body. Such a pest. I don't even know why I kept using that useless fool all these years. He's an asshole, I know, but you're an even bigger asshole, okay? I slowly turn to look at Mythros. He's no longer standing, but lays, unmoving on the floor. I feel bile rising in my throat. I cannot believe Mother just did that to him. Well, he was such a bitch, so... How could you take away that man's life so easily, Hildyr? How could you be so heartless? It is the first time I've ever heard my father speak to Mother that way. Heartless? I am heartless. Humans shattered my heart many years ago when you hunted my kind. You did this to me. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice a movement. In moments, Parfait moves to stand before us, blocking us from Mother. Even though her clothes are soaked in blood, she is clearly wounded. Parfait has never looked so regal before. You! Parfait's hands move, before resting over her chest, where a light begins to gather in her hands. What? In the blink of an eye, a glittering golden crystal appears above her hands. Is that the Lucis? But the light the Lucis is emitting is uneven. As I look closer, I can see that it is cracked. What are you doing? The only thing that can stop you. My heart plummets as I realize what Parfait is going to do. Parfait, no! If Parfait hears me, she gives no indication. If you do this, you'll die, Fate. You'll die and remove all magic from Angielle forever. Nothing else will stop you, will it? Your hatred for humans, the corruption from the Tenebrarum. It runs too deep. I see that now. Magic was never meant to be used with malice, Hildyr. So long as witches can be corrupted, magic will always pose a threat. I can't allow that to happen. I wanted to change things with Delora, but what gives you the right to decide what to do with the magic? I am the Lucis bearer. I have a responsibility to maintain balance. But I see now that there can be no balance when the crystallum exists. Light begins to gather, first around Parfait's feet and then around her body. It slowly begins to make its way toward Mother. In no time at all, the light swarms around their bodies. A white crystal suddenly appears in front of Mother. The Tenebrarum. I won't let you do this, Fate! It is too late for that. The golden light of the Lucis intensifies. I can hear the crystal shattering from the inside out. No! The Tenebrarum breaks soon after, its fragments slowly fading with the bright light. Mother and Parfait's images begin to do the same, despite Mother's struggle. Oh no, both they and the crystal slowly dissipate into the mist. No! I lunge forward, but Fritz's arms are suddenly around my waist, holding me still. Mother snarls as she attempts to escape Parfait, but the light around her creates a thick box she cannot escape from. You would die for the humans that have hunted my kind because of their fairy tales. No, I'm dying for you, Hildire, so that for once I might save you from yourself. Mother chokes out a laugh. You're a fool, Fate. Perhaps I am, but at least I will die with hope in my heart. Mother turns to look at me in the blinding light. Parfait's concentration never wavers as she turns to settle her eyes on me as well. No! Mother's face is fading in the glow, but her voice is very clear. I truly did love you, Rena. Everything I have done, everything I did out of love. Parfait smiles at me gently. It is a silent goodbye. Oh, Parfait! There's a brief burst of light, and for a few moments I am blinded. When my vision returns, I see Fritz first. He is staring where Parfait and Mother had been only moments ago. On the floor where they stood moments ago, there is now only dust. God. Now, Parfait! Thanks a lot! With the loss of the crystalline, magic vanished from Angielle. All the Fairytale Curses broke simultaneously, and all witches and fairies lost their power. As soon as it disappeared, I turned to an education centered around the knowledge of Angielle rather than magic. I had decided back then that I would do anything to help Angielle and its people, and it needed to start first by educating myself. I started to follow my father on his trips around the kingdom. I'd even started to accompany Emmeline on her trips outside the palace. Fritz has remained by my side for the past month. He comes with me every day I visit the graves. Carefully, so as not to disturb the flowers Jurian had left earlier, I leaned down to place my lilies by each gravestone. Corlan, Delora, Parfait, and the last is always the hardest. With a deep breath, I walk up to the fourth gravestone. I stare at it for a long time before I finally set a lily down. Mother. Fritz and I stand there in silence as we grieve for the lives lost that day. I look up into the sky and smile as I stare at the warm rays of the sun. I shift my gaze at Fritz, who smiles at me. He has never left my side since that day. Fritz has already told me that he loves me, but I have yet to tell him my own feelings. Fritz? Yes? I didn't have the chance to ask this before, but how can you possibly love me? I have been so horrible, not just to you, but to everyone around me. Fritz's expression softens. He gently tilts my chin upward so that I have to look at him as he speaks. For as long as I've known you, you've had to deal with things no one should have to go through. You were forced to live in the Queen's shadow because others refused to see past your relationship to her. You've been alone for so long, and I can see how much you were hurting. But despite all that pain, you remain strong. You've always been strong. From the beginning, all I wanted to be was someone you could rely on, someone you could trust, someone who would always be there for you. I must have trusted him from the beginning, too. Fritz was the only one I allowed to get close to me. I did not look away from him, but instead I stared back into his eyes with conviction. I know I may not have shown it, but I did trust you. I've always been able to tell. You wear your heart on your sleeve. I do not! Fritz laughs, and the slight cockiness of his smile reminds me a little bit of someone else. Varg, right? I was thinking of Varg. It's been years since you became my responsibility. Once I learned your tales, you became an open book. He surprises me by putting his forehead to mine. The feeling of him so close is comforting. I love the way you're so careful with whatever you consider precious. I love how your eyes light up when you need a good pastry. I love whenever you rely on me. I bite down on my lip as I blink back tears. No one has ever had that kind of faith in me. Before I knew it, you'd made a spot for yourself in my heart. And I began to hope that one day I could be as dear to you as you are to me. I stare up at Fritz, the tears pooling in my eyes. He wipes away a tear before it can roll down my cheek. I have never felt so cherished before. I do not step away when he leaves forward to plant a kiss on my forehead. Aw, they're so cute! I hold out my hand and Fritz comes to my side. I feel the warmth of his fingers and smile. When things begin to overwhelm me, he never fails to calm me. I grip his hand more tightly. Rena? I love you. You know that, right? I've known for a while, but it's nice to hear it all the same. Then I'll say it for as long as you want me to. For the rest of our lives, then? A princess and her knight, huh? Does that matter? No, it doesn't. Even if there was such a rule, I'd abolish it once I become queen. Fritz starts to laugh. As always, his laughter is full of so much joy it lifts my heart. I want to hear it for the rest of my life. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to. Oh gosh. Oh my god, we're done with Fritz's route. Oh god. Well, oh god, that was one hell of a roller coaster. Now that I've seen it, I'm afraid to do Waltz's route. Oh god. Man, that was just intense all the way. Something tells me that I probably should have done Rumble's route first before I came to him, but I'm actually kind of glad I came to Fritz because, well, you know, all this, I wouldn't be able to take all of this, but now at least I could relax when I play Rumble's route, relax with some nice, calm stuff, maybe some of his flirting. Oh, look, they're hanging behind. Okay. Oh, well, what I have to say about Fritz's route, it made me shed tears. You probably couldn't tell, or you probably could tell, but it actually made me shed tears. For Garland, for Delora, I didn't shed tears for Parfait because I think I shedded enough tears for Delora as is, but, yeah. Okay, so Fritz's route was well put out, actually. It gave me a lot more feelings than it should have. And as for Varg, well, he was still an ass, but, I kind of thought he was okay a little bit since he kind of, you know, didn't want to hurt me that much anymore. Yay, the kiss. So happy. That was my kiss. Okay. But, I'm just glad that I got the good ending. And, you know, all of this worked out. I just can't. I love Fritz, okay? But, I'll tell you about who I love the most, though. Like, when I finish all the routes and stuff, I'll tell you who is my favorite and whose route was my favorite. And who is husband? No. I'm pretty sure I can't choose a husband right now. But, yeah. Thank you for that. Okay, I've said you're welcome so many times. But, yeah. Fritz's route was awesome. Okay? Alright. Hey, look. See, it's Fritz over there. Yes, Fritz next to Karma. Yes, my two husbands. Alright, so I'm continuing my review for Fritz's route. Well put out. Gave me all the feelings that it shouldn't have, but it was well put out. It was really good and made me want to keep playing until the end, you know? I wanted to know what happens. I wanted to know if I got the true ending, and I did. I got the good ending. I'm so happy. The characters now. We got to see Hildyr for the first time, and the way the character Hildyr was put as a character, it was well put out. You made her like the bitch she was supposed to be, like how she was before when we were a child, but we couldn't really see all of that because we were brainwashed and she erased our memories, but now we actually see it first and forehand, and I'm so glad Lucette changed because of that, or MC, because, you know, she saw that Mother wasn't, you know, wasn't as nice as she was back then as she praised her to be. I'm just glad she was able to open her eyes, and at least we didn't have to break a curse or anything. It was just broken on her own because of her 18th birthday. But we learned goodness without the curse, which is pretty good. And, you know, I like how Hildyr's character was put out. It was well put out. We got to see the bitchy attitude and everything, but I do feel a little bad because of what she had to go through as a Tenenbaum bearer, like seeing all the witches die. But it was kind of mean for her to kill Dolores' child. That was like out of the blue. I could see why she betrayed her too. So, Delora, Jesus, I grew to love her even more during this route, and just, I feel like Delora would have been a better mother to Lucette than Hildyr because she's just really nice. I see her as a better mother figure toward Lucette. which was really cool. And Varg. I don't know if I've said much about Varg, but yes, he was an ass in the beginning. He's like, okay, I'm gonna kill Emmeline and Rod, you know, and all that. But he began to change. He began to develop feelings for us because of Fritz. And I'm so glad Fritz was able to overcome his curse. That was awesome. But yeah, Varg is a character. Honestly, I'm sorry to say, but I do not feel guilty for hating him, honestly. Like, I can't forgive everything he's done. Like, you know, alright, so, you know, Life is Strange. And if any of you have played Life is Strange, I can't play Life is Strange because money, I'm broke. But I've seen playthroughs of it. It's kind of like with Nathan. You know, he was such an ass, like, drugging Kate. Spoilers, by the way. Spoilers. These are spoilers for Life is Strange if you haven't seen a playthrough or play it. So if you want to just, like, skip this, go ahead. But, I'm spoiling Life is Strange. But, for Nathan, you know, he's an asshole. He was an asshole before. He drugged Kate. He drugged Rachel. He killed Rachel by overdose of drugs. He was working for Mr. Jefferson, but I can't forgive him for anything that he's done, really, because he was kind of an ass. But we learn later that he has a mental illness, and his father was being such a dick to him that he didn't give him the help that he needed, which caused him to outlash and, like, take a lot of drugs and, you know, turn to weed and everything, or marijuana. I said weed. I'm sorry. But after that, he apologized for everything he's done. I felt really bad for him because he was kind of forced into that situation because he saw what Mr. Jefferson was doing, and he kind of wanted to be helpful or something because he didn't really have a father figure. Everyone called him a disappointment. His father called him a disappointment. The only one that seemed to care was his sister. But so I kind of feel that the same way about Varg, because all the stuff he's kind of done, I can't forgive him for it. But I've grown on to him a little bit, you know, because he stepped up to Hildyre and he's like, I'm not going to do this because you are about to kill the girl I love, or something like that. He, like, his eyes opened because of Fritz and realized that I actually like her. This is not right. I can't do this anymore. So it's kind of great, actually, that Varg's character was put out that way as well. So much reviewing, oh my god. But now we have 2 routes left. I will be moving on to Rumple's route in the next video. I am so excited. I finally get to play the flirt. Finally, hopefully get to relax a little bit. But I know about Rumple now. He used to be a doctor. So when one of the memories come and he's a doctor, I won't be surprised. But I can't wait. I can't wait to play Rumple's route, honestly. He's such a flirt, and I've kind of, like, grown onto him too because, you know, he's hilarious. I can't wait to hear more of his flirtatious stuff. That will totally make me feel better after everything I've gone through in Fritz's route. But right now, since I completed Fritz's route, I still love Karma's route. I just, like, the feeling for Karma just won't go away. I love Fritz with all my heart. I really do. But it's like, Karma is just there, you know? So right now, the only one I love right now is Karma. We'll have to see if Rumple can change that. But I kind of consider Fritz and Karma my hubby still. But Karma is, like, still on the top for me. We'll see in the next video, in the next route, if Rumple changes my mind. And after that, we'll complete Cinderella Phenomenon with the final route, Waltz. God, that's gonna shed so many tears. I can already tell, because I did that with Fritz. I'm scared, actually, but we don't have to worry about that right now. We'll be moving on to Rumple's route in the next video, so get ready! So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys like to see more of my videos, then click subscribe. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.